When I hit 30, I decided to throw myself a party. Nobody showed up. A week later, Mom sent out an invite for Dad's 50th birthday. The cost? $1,800 per person. No apology, just a bill. I sent back $1 with a simple note, "Congratulations." Then I changed the locks and blocked every family number. 2 days after that, my sister tried to get into our joint account. Blocked. Next thing I knew, they reported me as a missing person. Cops showed up at my door. I couldn't believe it. I'd just turned 30 and thrown a small party for myself. I wasn't expecting anything grand, just a few relatives, some drinks, and a bit of laughter to mark the occasion. I rented a cozy lounge at a bar, picked up a cake, and sent out the invites. As the evening approached, I found myself constantly checking my phone. By 7 p.m., nothing. An hour later, still nothing. When 9 rolled around, it became painfully clear no one was coming. The bartender gave me a sympathetic look. "Are you all right, man?" he asked, half smiling. I forced out a laugh. "Yeah, they're just running late, I guess." He nodded, poured me a whiskey on the house, and set it down in front of me. I thanked him, cut myself a small slice of the untouched cake, and tried to ignore the pitying glances from the other patrons. Around 10, I gave up. I wrapped up the cake, left a tip, and walked home. My mind replayed every message I'd sent, trying to figure out if I'd missed some inside joke or done something wrong. A week went by, and I was in the middle of a work call when my phone lit up with a group text from Mom. I swiped to read it. "Hey family, Dad's 50th is coming up. We're celebrating at the Lakeside Resort. It'll be an unforgettable night. Cost is $1,800 per person. Please Venmo me by Friday. Love you all." I just stared at the screen, half convinced it was a joke. No mention of my birthday, no acknowledgement of the party they skipped, just a cash demand. Then my sister chimed in. "Already sent, Mom. Can't wait. Dad will love it." My brother followed. "Same here. Looking forward to it." Something in me just snapped. Not one of them had even wished me a happy birthday, no text, no call. But now they expected me to shell out nearly $2,000 for Dad's party? I couldn't help but laugh. I didn't bother confronting anyone. I just opened Venmo, sent $1, and wrote congratulations. After that, I changed the locks, blocked every family number, and felt a strange sense of relief. 2 days passed without a word. I thought maybe they've finally gotten a hint until I got an alert from my bank. An unauthorized attempt to access the joint account. I couldn't help but laugh. I moved the remaining money to a private account and closed the old one. A few minutes later, my sister called from a number I didn't recognize. I ignored it. That night, just as I was getting into a movie, there was a loud, insistent knock at the door. I checked the peephole, 2 police officers. I opened the door cautiously. "Can I help you?" The taller officer spoke up. "We received a report about a missing person. Are you Alex Carter?" I just stared for a moment. "Yeah, but I'm not missing." The shorter cop glanced at his notes. "Your family reported you missing. Said they hadn't heard from you and were worried." A bitter laugh slipped out before I could stop it. "Did they mention I blocked them?" The officers exchanged a look. "Mind telling us why?" the tall one asked. I rubbed my forehead. "They've been trying to get into my accounts and take money. I just blocked them to protect myself." "So, you're okay, just not in contact," the shorter one clarified. "Exactly," I replied firmly. "I'm not missing. I'm just done." They hesitated. "Would you be willing to call your family and let them know you're all right? Might make things easier." I thought about it, then shook my head. "No. If they keep this up, I'll file a restraining order." The cops seemed relieved not to have a crisis on their hands. "Understood. Let us know if it escalates." Just as they were leaving, the taller cop paused. "Mr. Carter, one more thing. If your family can't reach you, they might escalate this. Be prepared. I frowned. What do you mean? He shrugged. People can do desperate things when they feel cut off. Just a heads up. They left, and I stood there, still processing it. This wasn't over. It was just getting started. For 2 days, nothing. I thought maybe they'd finally moved on. But then the calls started, unknown numbers, mom's number, dad's number. I ignored every one. Then a text came through. How could you do this to us? Your father is devastated. I tossed the phone aside, fighting to keep calm. They were trying to guilt-trip me, same old game. But I was done playing. Then there was a pounding at the door. I checked the peephole. Mom. Her face was tight with anger. I cracked the door open just enough to speak. Go home. Oh, now you're hiding, she snapped. Your father thinks you've lost your mind. I kept my voice calm. I'm perfectly sane. I just decided I'm done being your bank account. Bank account? We're your family, Alex. She tried to push the door open, but I held it firm. You don't just turn your back on family. I shook my head. I didn't turn my back. I just stopped paying for your lifestyle. So this is just about the money now? I asked, letting out a dry laugh. After everything you claim to have done for me? Oh, everything we've done? I kept laughing. Are we counting the endless guilt trips? The constant pressure? The fact that you couldn't even be bothered to send a birthday text but had no issue asking me for nearly $2,000 for Dad's party? That was different, she snapped. Dad deserves to be celebrated. He's done so much for you. Done so much? Like what? Shutting me down whenever I tried to share good news. Ignoring me when I really needed someone in my corner? Or maybe you mean how you never hesitated to spend my money but couldn't even pretend to care about me? Watch your mouth, she hissed, gripping the door handle like she was trying not to slap it off the frame. You're not too old for me to. To what? Guilt me into silence? Twist things around like always? That stuff doesn't work on me anymore. Just then, a car rolled up behind Dad's. He got out, carrying that usual disappointed dad look like it was part of his uniform. Alex, he said, voice low and soaked in that fake fatherly letdown. What are you doing? Why are you acting like this? I'm acting like someone who's finally had enough of being used. You're making this about money, he barked, finally dropping the calm act. Family means sacrifice. It means having each other's backs. I shook my head slowly. No, family means respect. And you've never shown me any. Mom let out this sharp, bitter laugh that cut like glass. We've done everything for you, and this is how you repay us? Everything for me? I scoffed. You mean like letting me foot the bill for your house? The vacations? Emma's wedding? Noah's college? Or was it when you couldn't even bother to show up for my birthday? Your birthday, Dad scoffed like the word was poison. You're 30. Grow up. Oh, you mean grow up and keep paying all your bills? Yeah, I'm done with that. He took a step closer, lowering his voice like that would make it more powerful. We raised you. Put food on your table. Got you through school. You owe us. I didn't flinch. I don't owe you a damn thing. Not a dollar. Not a second of my time. Nothing. Mom's voice cracked as she said it. You're tearing this family apart. No, I said firmly. I'm just finally refusing to let you tear me apart. Then another car screeched to a stop. Emma came storming out like she'd been rehearsing her entrance. Are you happy now? She shouted. Mom's been crying all morning. Dad's blood pressure is through the roof. Spare me the performance, Emma, I fired back. This is exactly what all of you do, play the victim the moment I stop handing over what you want. You're selfish, she spat. You always think you're better than us. No, I said, meeting her glare. I've just finally figured out I deserve better than this. Fine, she screamed, turning to our parents. Let's go. Let them rot. But before they got in their cars, Mom spun back toward me, her face twisted with fury. One day, you'll understand. You'll come crawling back, begging us to forgive you. I smiled without warmth. Don't hold your breath. Their tires screeched as they sped off, and the silence they left behind was cold and cutting, like the sky right after a storm blows through. I leaned against the door, heart pounding, trying to breathe through it all. Then my phone buzzed. I almost ignored it until I saw the notification. Unauthorized login attempt on your bank account. My heart skipped. Then another one, password reset request received. They were trying to get into my account. Desperate moves. But they didn't realize every time they pushed me, I pushed harder. I didn't wait. I opened my banking app, scanned through everything, checking every account, every card. Locked tight. Two-factor authentication on all of it. Still, I took it a step further. I called the bank. Yes, this is Alex Carter, I said. I want to lock down any joint accounts that include my family's names. Are you sure, Mr. Carter? The rep asked. This will block all their access. That's the plan, I replied. Next, I dialed the mortgage company. I'd co-signed on the house my parents were living in, a favor they begged for years ago. I wasn't even sure they were still paying it off. I need to freeze any changes on the mortgage account tied to my name, I told them. Understood, sir, they said. But that may prevent payments from going through. Good. Right after I hung up, the phone buzzed again, this time, a number I recognized. I let it ring, but the texts started pouring in. Alex, what are you doing? You're going to ruin everything. Mom. Emma. I didn't answer. They wanted chaos? I could give them chaos. Then an email from my lawyer came through. Short and straight to the point. Alex, your family attempted to remortgage the house without your approval. Your signature is required. I blocked it, but they may try again. My jaw tightened. So they were trying to steal the house right out from under me. Figures. The phone rang again. This time, I picked up. Alex, it's Dad, he said, voice low and fake calm, like a storm pretending to be a breeze. Make it fast. Why are you doing this? Freezing the mortgage? Your mother's in tears. We're your family. No. I was your ATM. That's done. This is insane. You're hurting all of us. I'm protecting myself, I said. I saw the remortgage attempt. I know what you're up to. There was a pause. Then a sigh. We're just trying to fix this, Alex. Fix it? Or grab what you can before I cut you off for good? You're a burden, he muttered. I hung up. My hands were shaking, not from fear, but fury. They thought they could keep bleeding me dry, then toss me away when they were done. Not anymore. I called my lawyer again. Mark, I want to sell my share of the house. I want it done fast. Alex, doing that means they either buy you out or the whole property gets sold. Exactly. Within the hour, he sent over the paperwork. Message received loud and clear, pay me my share or lose the house. My phone lit up with another text. You really want to go through with this, Alex? Emma. You're going to destroy everything. Mom's been crying all day, Emma texted. I replied without hesitation. I'm not destroying anything. I'm just finally reclaiming what's mine. Silence followed. For about an hour, nothing. Then ding. Fine. You want a war? You got it. I laughed, actually laughed. They still thought this was about fear, about who could yell louder, guilt harder, threaten longer. But I had something they didn't. Receipts. I opened my email, started a fresh draft. Subject, financial audit, family expenses. Body. Mark. I want a complete audit of every single expense I've covered for my family over the last 5 years. Mortgage payments. Loans. Credit card debts. Tuition. Wedding costs. Everything. I wanted itemized dates, amounts, breakdowns. Thanks, Alex. They wanted to know what I'd done for them? Fine. I'd show them black and white, numbers and proof. But I wasn't stopping there. I started combing through my old texts, emails, screenshots, bank statements, voice messages. Every guilt trip, every sob story, every time they begged, insulted, manipulated. I built a file. A digital dossier. They thought I was weak. That I'd cave. But they had no idea what I'd become. Then came the knock. Loud. Repetitive. Angry. I checked the peephole. Emma. And my father. Faces tight with rage. Alex, open this door. Dad shouted, voice muffled by the wood but soaked in fury. Get out of here, I snapped back. We need to talk. Emma screamed. You can't do this. I already did. You think you can ruin us and walk away? More pounding on the door. You think you're so smart? Dad barked. I'm smarter than you gave me credit for. I stepped closer to the door. Now get off my property before I call the cops. A thick pause. Heavy silence, pressing against the walls. Then Emma's voice, low, cold. You'll see what happens next. I watched through the window as they stomped toward the car, arguing, wild gestures flying. My phone buzzed. This won't end well for anyone. I smiled. For the first time in years, I was free. No calls. No late-night guilt texts. No fake family dinners that felt like trapdoors. Just peace. I buried myself in work. Projects I'd shoved aside came back to life. I started going back to the gym. Reached out to the friends who hadn't vanished when things got ugly. But peace with them? It never lasted. It started again with an email from my lawyer. My share of the house had technically been sold, but it wasn't as clean as it sounded. Turns out, they never fully owned it. The mortgage was still alive and heavy, and since I'd co-signed, they couldn't legally sell without my signature. So instead of asking me for help, like adults, they tried to remortgage behind my back. I blocked it. Fast. That left them one option: sell the house, pay off the mortgage, and send me my share. But even that wasn't enough. The audit came through. Every dollar I'd funneled into that bottomless pit. Mortgage payments, $78,000. Dad's car loan, $15,000. Emma's wedding, $22,000. Noah's college tuition, $36,000. Emergency family support, $51,000. Total, $202,000. A clean $200,000, nearly $250,000. And that didn't even touch the emotional toll. I dropped the audit into our family group chat with a single message. I want it all. Every cent. And just like that, chaos exploded. First, a call from Dad. You've lost your mind. We're your family. You stopped being family the second you turned me into an ATM. Where do you expect us to get that kind of money? Figure it out. Sell the house. Sell the cars. I don't care how. You owe me. You're going to destroy us, Alex. No. I'm just collecting. Then Emma. You're so selfish, you know that? Mom's sobbing. Dad looks like he's dying. Are you proud of yourself? Pay up, Emma. Or don't. I'm done either way. Mom called next. Voice cracking. Alex, please. We can't give you $202,000. We don't have it. Then sell everything. Or get jobs. I did my part. We raised you. No. I paid for everything. Now it's your turn. Days turned into weeks. My lawyer kept me updated, play by play. They listed the house for a quick sale. But the market was slow. The offers? Not enough to cover the mortgage, let alone what they owed me. So they started liquidating. First, Dad's SUV. Then Mom's sedan. Even Emma's car, the one I helped her buy. Still short. They begged the extended family for help. Told their version, Alex has betrayed us. He's destroying us. Some relatives slammed the door. Others handed over scraps, more out of pity than belief. Then came another call from Dad. This time, his voice was hoarse, broken. Alex, we sold the house. The cars. We even pawned Mom's jewelry. And, we still don't have enough. I didn't flinch. Then keep selling. I want every cent. Silence. Then, a sad little laugh, barely holding together. You're killing us, Emma texted. No. You killed yourselves the day you decided I was just a bank account. 2 days later, the money hit my account. $202,000. Every last cent. I stared at the number. Satisfaction rushed in, sharp and fierce. But under it? Something cold. I'd won. But what exactly had I won? Then, another message from Emma. You destroyed everything. Mom's in tears. Dad won't talk. We have nothing. Are you happy now? Yes. But they still weren't done. They tried again. One last reach. One last plea. A text from Mom. Alex, we need to talk. You can't just abandon your family like this. I didn't abandon anyone. I just took back what was mine. Family isn't about money, Alex. No. But it was for you. Not anymore. I blocked her. Blocked Dad. Blocked Emma. Then I opened the family group chat, scrolled all the way to the top, and hit leave group. And for a second, I felt it. That twisted kind of peace. Real silence. But not for them. A final email from my lawyer landed in my inbox. They'd been evicted. No more house. No backup plan. They couldn't afford rent. Couldn't get a loan. Homeless. Shattered. And me? I felt nothing. No guilt. No pity. Just freedom. For the first time in my life, I wasn't their crutch. I wasn't their fix. I wasn't their bank account. I was just me. Days rolled into quiet nights. My phone stopped lighting up with panic and manipulation. My mind, finally still. No waiting for the next emergency. No tiptoeing around family landmines. I was just living. Then one night, someone at work suggested bowling. I hadn't been in years, but this time, I didn't hesitate. Neon lights flickered. The air buzzed with laughter. Alex, you're up, someone called. I picked up the ball, cool, familiar. Took a breath. Lined up. Rolled. Strike. Cheers. A laugh. A slap on the back. Damn, Carter, you're a natural. I smiled. Really smiled. Then I saw him. 2 lanes over. Older. Smaller. Gray hair, hunched shoulders. The ball slipped from his fingers and swerved straight into the gutter. He rubbed his face, defeated. But I knew him instantly. My father. My chest clenched. I thought about pretending I hadn't seen him. About slipping away. But then he looked up. Our eyes met. Shock. Shame. And something else, regret. He stepped toward me, slow, unsure. Alex. I didn't think I'd see you here. I didn't think you'd want to. He glanced at the empty lane beside him. Would you play around? I could have said no. Should have said no. But I didn't. I nodded. We bowled in silence. My strikes. His misses. The space between us louder than any words. After a while, he muttered, everything's gone, you know. The house. The cars. Your mother. Emma. We've lost it all. I know. I thought we'd be fine. I thought you'd always be there. Because you used me. He swallowed hard. I did. His voice cracked. And I'm sorry. I failed you. I failed all of us. A bitter laugh escaped me. You think an apology changes anything? No. But I need you to know. I was never strong. Not like you. So you hid behind me. He nodded. I pretended. You carried us, and I let you. I envied you. My own son, better than me. And I hated that. I tried to take everything from you. Anger flared, but it faded just as fast. He wasn't that towering, invincible man from my childhood. He was just a man. Small. Defeated. Why now? I asked. Why tell me this now? Because I've got nothing left to hide behind. He looked at me, eyes glassy. And because I'm proud of you, Alex. I always should have been. Silence. Pins crashed in the distance. I stood, grabbed another ball, and rolled. Strike. The sound hit like thunder. Cleansing. I'm not coming back, I said softly. I know. He held out a trembling hand. For a second, I didn't move. Then, slowly, I took it. His grip was weak. But it was real. I turned and walked away. The neon lights flickered overhead. Pins cracked behind me. I didn't look back. Outside, the air was cool. The city pulsed with life. I took a breath. And for the first time, I wasn't angry. I wasn't bitter. I wasn't waiting to be needed. I was free.